Before we actually come to know about what is normality or what is normal distribution in our data set, we should know the backstory of from where the normality term comes in and how it is actually related to data related industry. So for that we should be knowing about why the data is getting collected. Any company who has a data related team is actually collecting customers data to just analyze it and to take a customer and data driven decisions so that they can optimize their operations and get a bigger profit margin in the business. And so here the back at the back end the data is getting collected, but why we just the company who is going to is getting taking and collecting the data, they are going to make machine learning models out of that so that they can predict their sales or analyze or understand the whatever things are happening in their business. So at the end data scientists make machine learning models and predict the future sales or find the KPIs, that is the key parameters that are actually helpful in just analyzing or predicting the actually target variable. So whenever we take a data set for a machine learning model, so they have different feature columns and they have a target column. Then target column can be of a continuous variable, or they can be also a classification problem, so that in that case the target variable will be of a categorical values. So here when we talk about feature values, so there may be some continuous columns or continuous data type columns. So for that there are multiple machine learning models that are actually in the market for that can be used, but there is a thing like some of the machine learning models that are using the continuous data type for predicting the targeting variable. Some of them assume that it is of a normal distribution, and some of the machine learning models assume that the data set that they are getting is not normally distributed. So for that, to just choose the perfect machine learning model, we should know about our data first. Next, it is important to know like this normal distribution thing is for a continuous kind of column, continuous variable column. So the data that is in a column, it must be of continuous. That's when you talk about normal distribution. Now what is normal distribution? So normal distribution is simply like whenever we are plotting the histogram of a particular column, it should give us a bell shaped curve. That how, what does it mean, or how do I say to a interviewer? That is the biggest question. So we can simply say that the whenever the max to maximum of the values of a particular column is near to the mean of that a particular column. So whatever the data set I am having, so suppose that 1 to 100, so whatever the mean that comes out of 1 to 100, and the data the maximum of the data points that we are having, that data points are very near to the mean of that particular column. In that case we say that it is a normal distribution. So or the data is actually normally distributed. So this is what normality does. So whenever we do some statistical tests to understand that if two columns are just interconnected or statistically just significant to each other, then before that we should first understand that the data set or the column that we are using for further analysis is normally distributed or not. In that case, like again, if we are just analyzing two different columns, then that those tests also has some parametric tests and non-parametric tests. So parametric tests assume that the data set is normally distributed, non-parametric is not like that. So we should first know about our individual column things, and then you just do some multivariate analysis on that. And after that, understanding the dataset, what kind of dataset you have, then you just choose the perfect machine learning model out of that. So this is the whole thing around normality, and this is the normal distribution that we are talking about.